Hi, Dominique.
Hi,
Hi, I see that you've got Scooter with you today.
I do. That's
Can
a
you tell us a
Scooter.
little bit about him?
Yeah, so Scooter is a male 21-year-old greenwing macaw. He was DNA sexed, and he's been with me for about a year and a half.
Okay, and you say that he's about 21. How long is the life expectancy of a bird like him?
Well, with good care and genetics, it can be up to 80 years. So, he's still quite young.
So he's a teenager.
He's like a teenager, very much so.
And so with birds, I mean, we just remarked that he was a teenager, and we know that teenagers' behaviors, change over their lifetime. Is that also true of birds?
Yeah, he is a little bit of a nice age right now. He's past his super hormonal becoming a mature bird phase, and he's sort of mellowing out into his, you know, personality. I have another macaw friend in the background who's joining in. Yeah, so he's a good age right now where we really have an idea of what his personality is going to be like for um yeah.
Okay. And in terms of his behaviors, how is he with humans of both types, the kids as well as adults?
Yeah. So the great thing about Scooter is that he lived his entire life from when he was weaned until he came to me with the same family. And they're very experienced with birds. So he is very easy to handle. He is easily handled by males or females. It depends on your own confidence level. And he also does like children as long as they're calm. So, older children, my 14-year-old son, who has had a lot of coaching around handling large animals, is able to handle him and interact with him very easily. Younger, rambunctious children, he's not a fan of. Of course, I wouldn't have younger, rambunctious children around a large beak, anyways.
So you've referenced experience a couple times in that dialogue there. Would you say that Scooter is not a great candidate for a first-time bird person or first-time big bird person? Can you give us an idea of what a more ideal adopter profile would look like?
So I He could be for the right match, somebody who does have less experience. He could be a good match for them. He does pick up on people who are nervous. And because of the size, he's the second largest macaw species. And because of the size of his beak, I would want somebody who is either willing to how to read bird language or knows it already. If that was the case, I think he would be appropriate for somebody with less experience. However, if you are experienced and confident, he's a very easy bird to handle.
Will he step up on your hand or forearm?
Oh, yes. Can you step up? Well,
Maybe he doesn't want to. Oh, there we go.
I think it was because I was sitting. Yes.
Hey, baby, look at you. Such a gorgeous bird.
Okay, hello.
Is he flighted?
He is flighted. However, he would prefer to be carried to where he needs to go. He has taken off once or twice. He's actually flown to his roommate's cage. His roommate's not interested in becoming friends. So he just flies, hangs out, and comes back.
What does he typically do during the day?
So he is a big fan of home improvement shows. He likes to watch what the kids are doing. Oops, sorry, Scooter. The other animals in the house. He, what else do you like to do? He likes to play with his toys. He likes to do foraging, snack activities. Um, he likes to deconstruct wood.
So let's talk about that. I see that he's eating what looks like a slice of apple.
It is a slice of apple, yes.
Okay, what's his diet look like?
So when he came in, it was very net heavy. He's now eating a lot of pellets, as it makes up the majority of his diet. So he'll eat Harrison's pellets, either the original flavor or the pepper flavor. He will also eat Lefevre tropical fruit pellets. Um, he'll eat baby cakes and Nutriberries. Those are treats that he gets. And then he'll eat fresh food. He's a big fan of flavor. So in order to get him to eat veggies, I'll sometimes steam veggies and put a little either cayenne pepper or ginger. He really likes powdered ginger on his veggies. He'll eat any fruit you put in front of him. And then he likes crunchy veggies, but we're working on a bigger variety of them.
Okay. And I assume this is not where he lives, that he probably has a cage. Can you tell us about that?
So his cage is this large contraption behind us. He came with a very large cage. So right now he's in an 8 by 4 by 6 foot tall cage. Um, However, he does not need the typical macaw cage is about 36 by 48 by 60, and he would do fine in one of those size cages as long as he got a lot of out of cage time also.
Okay. And when he is outside of his cage, how well does he do with other flock members?
So he's very friendly. He grew up with other birds. So his previous home had African greys, conures, cockatoos. So he is used to other birds in his vicinity, and he is described by them as always being very gentle. However, since he's been here, we only have one other macaw roommate, and the other macaw is not um, not open to Scooter's advances. So I haven't. He hasn't had the opportunity to have a friend in a while. I do think that he would be open to that, though, just judging by his continued attempts to see if his roommate will, right?
Okay, he does vocalize there.
He does.
So aside from speaking bird, does he speak other languages, make other sounds?
He does have a handful of phrases. They're not all very clear. He does say hello very clearly. He has a man voice and then a very high-pitched woman's voice, and he uses them in different contexts. He also says something that sounds like, I love it. He says, Hi, Papa. What else do you say? He laughs when other people are laughing. Um,
And he's
and
a big bird. Does that mean that he's also very loud?
he's very loud. So macaws are, meant to be in a rainforest and communicate through miles of jungle. So when he does want to communicate with you, he can be pretty loud. If he has somebody hanging around with him, or he's part of the action, he's pretty quiet like he is now. If the attention is not on him, he will vocalize quite a bit, like my other guy is doing in the background right now. And then that can be pretty loud when he does do that.
Okay, and we're actually not hearing your other bird probably because of the Zoom filtering.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
so I think what you're saying is that, like many birds, when the sun rises, he's going to be right there to greet the sun. Might do something similarly as the sun goes away toward the end of the day. And in
Yes.
between, it's going to be, I'm going to call it incident based, where he,
Yes, yes, that would be very accurate. And most of when he is calling out, it's because it's usually in response to me if he hears my voice in a room that he cannot see into. That is usually when he will call out. He will hang from the top of his cage with his legs up. You'll know when he's about to scream, and he'll let himself be heard.
so is it a bit like a flock call? Where are you? I can kind
Yes,
of,
very, very much. It's a where are you? I can't see you. I can hear you. Please come back.
okay. What special needs medically does he have?
So Scooter is a plucker. I believe that his plucking is hormone based. So as he's been here and we've been working a little bit on his hormones, he is getting better at it. He does pluck under his wings, and on his back. He does take a daily medication. It's something called haloperidol. He takes it very easily, and I can even show you how easily he does take medication. Um, the vet did say that once he is settled into his forever home, they can discuss kind of weaning down on the medication and see if he's able to come off of it. But right now, when he's in the between, we don't want to really play around with that.
Okay. And yes, it would be great to have that demonstration if you're able.
So he takes medication from a syringe just like this. This just has juice in it. It does not have his medicine. And all you do is just offer it to him like that and squirt it into the side of his beak, not straight down his throat. And that's it. And
Wow, that was
he,
pretty easy.
that was pretty easy. He gets it once a day. He has not once refused it, even his first day here.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice, huh? He does medically, I don't know if you have noticed, but he does have like a slight scissor to his beak.
Hmm.
It has been like that since he was a baby. He doesn't require any care for it, except for occasionally the vet has ground it down to reshape it in the past, but not in the 18 months since he's been here.
Hey. So, what would you say to someone who is considering having Scooter join their household?
Um, I would say not just for Scooter, but for a lot of larger rescue birds. A lot of people hear rescue and they think of all the problems that birds in rescue must have. Um, but there's a lot of birds like Scooter who came from really great backgrounds and really great homes and have a lot of good skills. Scooter has a lot of handling skills. He'll load in and out of a crate easily. He is very gentle with his beak, especially considering how large it is. If he has to be toweled for things like having his nails trimmed, it doesn't stress him out a lot. So for somebody who might not have a lot of experience, there are really great birds like Scooter who are available in rescue and would make a really great companion for somebody. He's got a lot of love to give. He's only had great experiences with humans in his life. So he will transfer over his trust very easily to somebody else. Um, and he just really wants his family.
So, Dominique, what would you say to someone who is considering adopting from Mickaboo and is worried about running into issues with that bird later?
So one of the great things about adopting from a rescue like Mickaboo is that you're getting a bird, but you're also getting a whole community. So you are getting a bird from an experienced foster parent who knows the bird well, so they can help walk you through how to interact with your new companion and through their behaviors and their quirks. But not only that, you have a whole hundreds, I don't know, maybe even 1,000 different people who have decades of experience working with different species. And if you run into a problem, there's a whole network of people that can help you problem solve through it. And also people who are going to enjoy your quirky little bird stories. Nobody else enjoys hearing about my bird as much as other Mickaboo people do. So you're really gaining a whole community. It's not like buying a bird from a pet store where you come home, something happens, and all of a sudden you're stuck and you might not know how to deal with it. You're going to have a lot of different people to bounce ideas off of and get information and experience from. And that is really invaluable.
Well, that is fabulous, and we are certainly hoping that someone viewing this video will consider welcoming Scooter into their life. Thank you very much, Dominique and Scooter, for sharing part of your day today, and we'll hope that a miracle happens for both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.